This is the CAO Zocalo, and this is a Robusto 52 by 5. This is a MSA Mexican San Andres wrapper, Cameroon binder, and then it has a Nicaraguan filler, rolled in Nicaragua. This is from a box that I bought about a year and a half ago, and it had already yellow cello. So I don't know how much over a year and a half, could be 2 years, could be 3 years. But when I picked this up, this was a pretty well aged box already. So when you get these and they're pretty fresh, the Cameroon can be very feisty. So can the MSA, and then with the Nicaraguan, so you can get a very feisty one. But these are delicious after about a year and a half, 2 years of age. They become very sweet, very delicious. So I'm gonna fire this bad boy up, and then since I had this plenty of times, and this is part of my rotation, so I grab one of these probably every 2 to 3 months. I will pretty much have all the notes, unless something really crazy happens, right? So yeah, let's fire this bad boy up. So as you can imagine, you have the green, white, and red, which is the basic colors of the Mexican flag, and then you have the eagle sitting on a cactus, snacking on a snake. And there's a long story behind it, but the story that I want to tell today, and a little cultural and language lesson, is what is a Zocalo? A Zocalo is basically every small town, even the little villages, they have a Zocalo. And what that is, it's a public square or your plaza, the main plaza. And it's very important because that's where people used to meet up, and still to the day meet up. So for example, if you have Independence Day or a president is voted in, the Zocalo in Mexico City, in la Ciudad de Mexico, is huge and beautiful. And usually you have like a church right at the Zocalo. You have like the official buildings, a police station or whatever. So Zocalo is a very important part in every Mexican life. And so this is a place that brings people together, and that's a very fitting name. I mean, I think when you pick up the cigar and you say like CAO Zocalo, and a lot of people don't know what that means, but that's kind of like the story behind this. And as the other ones that I've smoked before, I get a nice little spice from the MSA. I get a little earthiness, a little sweetness from the Cameroon wrapper, sweet tobacco from the Nicaraguan flavor profile, and then I don't know what it is with MSA, but it's probably one of my absolute favorite cigar tobaccos. If I ever have the chance to come up with a cigar like a blend, there's definitely going to be MSA in there, even if it's a Connecticut. There's going to be a binder or a filler. I just love the hell out of Mexican San Andres. It's just if you had Mexican coffee as well, there's a lot of coffee coming from Veracruz and Chiapas. You'll understand there's something about the earth down there that's very beautiful, very hearty, very full in body. And so this is a wonderful cigar. It's not even expensive. You can get boxes for pretty cheap. I like the Robusto and I like the Toro. The Robusto has about an hour smoke time. You can really drag it out and make it an hour and a half if you wanted to, but yeah, it's just a very beautiful every single time. I mean, every wrapper that you pick up, everyone smokes the same way. It's very well made stick. So thing though is definitely age them and dry box them, right? Have them at the temperatures or humidity levels that you want it, and yeah, take care of your cigars and they will treat you well. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Talking about Zocalos in Mexico, I just reminded myself of one of the most beautiful places when it comes to cities or away from the ocean is Querétaro. And back in the day more than these days. It's become a very, very big city and very crowded. But it still has the old town center, and you have actually 2 or 3 Zocalos. The main Zocalo, where all the restaurants and the main church is just absolutely stunning. There's one church that is 200 and something years old. They haven't used one single nail in construction. So it's all, wood put together without using, nails. Everything is just carved. And this is, a couple of 100 years ago. So everything was done by hand. So very, very cool stuff. And people need to travel a little bit more. They need to see more and indulge in cultures and languages. Just my personal opinion. It opens your mind quite a bit. So as you probably have picked up from my videos, I have a very strong relationship with Mexico, and not going too much into details, but then also Europe, Germany, and then obviously, of course, here the US. Out of my whole family, there's only me and my son here in the US. I'm just giving that away, but I have family everywhere else. So had a nice opportunity in life to travel, and still to the day I travel quite a bit for work. And so yeah, different countries, different cultures. But too much personal talk. Back to the journal. Getting down to towards the end of the second third. This is obviously by a 5-inch cigar. It's a short thirds, and the first third was just fantastic, right? What I remember in these, it's a very, very delicious stick. I have lots of Harleys and loud cars in the neighborhood, even though it's a residential neighborhood, and everybody enjoys their toys. There's nothing wrong with that, but it gets pretty loud, especially if you have like a 80s fat boy coming down the road at full speed. I can feel it, not just hear it. Beautiful bicycles, right? Shout out to Badhombre. I know he's a Harley guy. Definitely a good channel if you guys want to see some fantastic reviews. He also has a wonderful wife that sometimes shows up in his tastings, and she smokes cigars, which I absolutely love. That's one thing I always wanted, having a partner that I can partner in crime that I can smoke with, but you don't find many of them. So Badhombre, you got to keep her. And yeah, if you guys haven't checked out his channel, it's Badhombre Cigars, and very, very nice gentleman, brother of the leaf, and yeah, check him out. But back to this, very nice. And as I remember in the other ones, is when you get towards the second third, towards the mid or end of the second third, you get a lot of like nice spicy earth, but it's a beautiful earth that comes into the mix, and a little bit of leather, but the leather is very, very outlined. It's very, very far away, so it's just a hint, almost like just a smell. And this is still very enjoyable. It's still a feisty cigar on the retrohale, and that will be all the way to the end. So this is a genius blend. I mean, come on, Cameroon, MSA, and Nicaraguan tobacco. That is just it's a killer trio. So, but let me get through this bend, and then I give my final notes. As you can already take from this, that I really, really like this cigar, and it is one that I have in my rotation. So definitely going to have a high ranking. Also shout out to CAO. CAO, you guys make good cigars at a good price. You know, yeah, you have the Amazon basin. There's some LEs out there, but in general, it's the Siriuses are very, very good. The Pilon, I like the Pilon, the Conciliere. There's so many out there. The Brasilia, very, very good sticks, and they all have their place. So it's not your $100 whatever, but it's a very, very enjoyable stick. This one here pairs excellent with bourbons and I had this with a rum and coke. I had this with lots of very, very good tequilas. I usually tend to do this with a reposado or añejo. Blancos, because you have already some earth in this, depending on what blanco you drink. It doubles up on the earth and gets super earthy. And who wants to eat a spoon of earth, right? So yeah, let me get through this bend. I absolutely love the stick. Very, very good stick, good price. I mean, that's where this is in this category. It's just an excellent stick. Again, you have to age it. If you smoke this off the truck, or you buy one, box that just came in, 2025 box from August of 2025, it might be a little too spicy for you, but all right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, and as we're getting into the last third and the end of this wonderful stick, couple of things. This is an 8 out of 10 for me, and the way that I brag about this should be a 9, but the reason I'm not giving this a 9 is a 9 is a very special place, right? 10 is almost unobtainable. There are a few sticks out there that got 10. I'm trying to get this last clip in here, and every time I start, the fire engine goes by or the dog starts barking. So with what I'm trying to say is, the reason it's only an 8 is because you have to do things to it to make it perfect, which means, in my opinion, for myself, I have to age it. I have to put a year on it, which means I have to buy a box. I have to be diligent about having this in my humidors, and having, when I see a box goes to about half level, I order another one. And so you got to do a little bit of logistic here. The other thing is, and that makes it actually even amazing, or more amazing cigar, is everything that you pair it with changes the profile tremendously. You have a tequila, you get more lime, you get some other stuff in it. If you have a coffee, you're gonna get coffee notes. It's a very, very versatile stick, and it should have a 9, but due to the logistics and having this aged, if this was aged, with a factory for an extra year, maybe come up with an aged Zocalo or something, it would be a 9 all day long, right? But play with these. Buy a couple of them, put them in your humidor, don't touch them for a year, and then smoke them, or smoke one 6 months in, smoke one a year in. Have a little fun with these things, and pair them with different things. This is one of those sticks where whatever you drink with it, it just completely changes it. Tonight, I had actually a salted caramel black tea with it, and that was just insane, right? I didn't want to give some of the flavors away because it was tainted by the pairing, but in the end, it starts out with obviously what I mentioned, getting the second, third, you get a little bit more earthy flavors, and then as you go to the last third, you get a little bit more leather, you get a little bit more oak, the chocolatey or the cocoa flavor kind of like disintegrates, and you get other flavors, and it stays spicy throughout this whole cigar. I have, even if I don't puff for like a minute or two, I still have this nice spicy flavor. Whoop, that was my professional Asher. Oh, hey, one day she's gonna set herself on fire. She has that perfect little crinkle up there, and she always hits it right with that crinkle, like whoop, right up there. So as long as she doesn't get hurt, I'm okay with that. I'm not a fanatic about Ashers or whatever, but again, this is a phenomenal stick, always in my collection, and this is one that you can have a lot of fun with when you play with it. I can even see this, like, if you age this for a few months and put some coffee beans in, or some French oak or something, right? Not flavoring it, but giving like different hints. This is a very, very playful stick, and that's why I like it. So very well done, CAO. Good blend, good roll. It's a nice stick, and I always nub this one. Like, I don't think I've ever had one that I didn't nub. These go down to literally like my fingertips. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of it, and yeah, that's all I have to say. Enjoy.